Hey cats, it's your midsole man, EDDBUD here. I want all VOMERO Premium Plus 18. I'm gonna reveal all the secrets I've seen and help inform you as to which one you should buy. Alright, if you didn't get it from the song, today I'm comparing the VOMERO 18 against the VOMERO Plus and the VOMERO Premium. A full rundown today on the VOMERO lineup from Nike, the ups, the downs, the similarities and the differences. But first, we gotta go for the stats. As you can see, the VOMERO Premium, in my size at least, which is a UK 11 or US 12, is easily the heaviest at 398 grams, 14 ounces. Ooh. It's also the highest stacked. The 18 and the Plus are actually quite similar in terms of the stack, to be honest. Don't really like the 10mm drop in the 18, but it's not really all that noticeable in the Premium, if that's what the drop really is. The Premium easily the widest, and the other two very similar in terms of width, and they're all using a bit of that Zoom X foam. The VOMERO 18's got some React X, which is okay. Oh, it's a huge price difference, isn't there, between the VOMERO 18 and that Premium model. Just to let you know, I've bought all of the shoes in today's video. It's not like anybody sent them to me for review or anything. It's cost me 504 Earth credits. How lucky I am, eh? Enable me to carry on making these videos. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like. Also hit the bell as well for notifications of when the new videos launch, so you can drive your wives wild. So I'm going to give each shoe a score for each sort of aspect: upper, midsole, outsole and value. We'll kick it off with upper first. I think I prefer the tongue on the Plus version of the shoe better than the other two. It just seems to work. With the 18 you've got a sort of booty-like construction which just makes the shoe feel a little bit warm actually. It's not as breathable as the Plus. There's masses of padding on that 18 and it just felt a bit like a coffin to me around my foot. I mean, the tongue thickness is actually similar across all three of the shoes in the lineup. At least on the Plus you haven't got those pointless suede pieces and stuff. I've no idea why they decided to include those on the VOMERO. I would assume it's to hark back to the VOMERO 5 and those kind of lifestyle models that people seem to like. At least the overlays aren't as thick on the VOMERO Plus. I'm still trying to get my head around the weird bobbles and stuff that they've put all over the upper here. It's just pointless stuff. It's just adding to the weight. Why didn't they just try and weight relieve this shoe? Just make it a little bit more fun and enjoyable to run in. Loads of people have commented already they've picked this shoe up and they just find it actually not that forgiving. After a few miles it just starts to feel not that exciting to run in, a bit of a chore. Before you comment, I do know that Ben Johnson over on Instagram ran a marathon in this shoe and he had a great time doing it, but let's be frank, Ben Johnson is an incredible athlete. The guy trains a huge amount. He's got some really good times under his belt and he could wear a pair of DAPs or like plimsolls and still run an amazing marathon time, okay? Hello to Ben if you're watching. I just wish they'd adopted a more lightweight approach here, but the swoosh just can't resist putting loads and loads of overlays and stuff onto their shoes. It's kind of like a walking ad campaign. I do like the fact though they didn't go with those lace loops here on the Premium version of the shoe. That's potentially going to improve the longevity and durability of the upper. The Premium are a touch thinner in terms of the materials used here over both the 18 and the Plus. The lockdown over the top of the foot is much better in this shoe than the 18, probably similar to the Plus. So I'm going to give the VOMERO 18 for the upper 1 point, 2 points for the Plus and 3 points for the Premium. Now, none of the shoes in today's video are particularly fast or feel that quick. They don't feel that nimble on foot. I think the Plus is probably the most versatile of the three, though it's still coming in several ounces heavier than something like the Adizero Evo SL. You've got similar bulk in the Plus and the VOMERO 18 to like the Glycerin Max, or maybe even the Ghost Max as well. Perhaps you could use the Plus for speedier work if you really had to, but all three of these are like soft cushioned cruisers and you're going to get some decent durability out of them. In terms of like the midsoles, you absolutely don't need all three of these in your rotation. I'm going to offload some of these soon. None of them are racers, none of them are that nimble, but the VOMERO Plus is the shoe that stands out in these three. It very much is a replacement for Nike's Invincible model that does seem to now have ceased production. The Premium is significantly softer and more squashy than the Plus and the 18. I think the full ZoomX midsole and those air units though is just adding to that sort of bottom heavy feel. I mean, it is the absolute best impact protection you're going to get if that's what you really need, but I think the weight and the extra reliance on some very strong ankles perhaps outweighs some of the benefits that you might get. Why not carve out some of the ZoomX here in the Plus and do what they did with the other two models and just lower that weight a little bit? It does kind of feel like you could make a best of midsole out of all three of these, really. So I'm going to give 1 point for the midsole to the 18, 2 points to the Premium, and 3 to the Plus. The outsoles on the Plus and the Premium are way better than the 18. There's a lot more rubber coverage actually on these two shoes. There isn't a lot actually through this sort of midfoot area of the 18, especially when we're thinking about the winter months that are coming in soon. You'll want a little bit more rubber grip there underfoot. Well, the grip on the Plus and the Premium pretty decent actually. It's alright on cornering as well. I think those cutouts in the VOMERO Premium though are inviting rocks to just get in there, lots of muck and grit. And don't forget the cutouts on the midsole wall as well. They're probably going to allow in quite a lot of debris. I hope they do hold up in colder temperatures too. I mean, again, these are shoes for road and pavement. I wouldn't take them on anything else. I've been using them on the trading estate and there's all sorts of debris like screws, rocks and industrial bits and bobs here. Just kind of a weird choice really when you're trying to sell your daily cheaper shoe and there's less rubber here. I found it wore down pretty swiftly. You can actually see it here on the VOMERO 18 where they're using that Nike reconstituted rubber. You get those little white speckles coming through and there's loads of them everywhere. And this section here in the forefoot's just really smoothed off now. There's no real grip there on these square bits. So for the outsole, 1 point for the 18, 2 points for the Premium and 3 for the Plus. So value-wise, is the 18 like a cut-down version of the Plus or the Premium? Well, not really. I just find it a run-of-the-mill, standard daily type shoe. Doesn't really do anything all that well aside of sort of easy slogger pace. Just felt it was a bit uninspiring to run in. I really didn't like the drop in this one either. Just felt really alien to me. Not really something that I've got any real value out of, you know, months after purchasing it. The Plus is a decent all-round option, I think, if you want one of the VOMERO shoes. Not quite as bulky, good stability, despite that height and some decent outsole grip. It's been a decent all-rounder for me. It's probably been one that I've been reaching for a little bit more, and I've been using it just for wandering about the place as well. So certainly for me, this presents the best of the series. The Premium, well, it's a rather niche and expensive offering. In fairness, it's softening up a little bit the more I've used it, but if you look past the stack height and the tech here, it really is just a max cushion shoe. Not a soul can tell me that most will feel the 15mm of extra stack that we've got here over a standard like race shoe at 40mm. And don't forget, quite a lot of the midsole here is actually just nothingness. You've got the air unit and those sort of cutout sections. It's just a bit of a puzzle. I hope I can get a little bit more value out of it or just get rid of it. You know, if anyone wants to buy it off me, let me know in the comments. If there's some decent offers there, I might go for it. So 1 point for the Premium and 2 points for the cheaper VOMERO 18 and 3 points for value for the VOMERO Plus. So totaling the scores up, that gives us 5 points for the VOMERO 18, 8 points for the VOMERO Premium, and 11 points for the VOMERO Plus. So I think if you've got to have one, the VOMERO Plus represents the best of the bunch. Easily, I think, enough cushion for most folks out there. I think alongside the Zoomfly 6 and the Alphafly 3, this probably makes it the best other Nike shoe. So if you're going to have a Nike rotation, that's the way I would go. Have you picked up any of these shoes or have you avoided them like the plague? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Quick musical interlude for you. One of my favourite groups from over in the States is Chic Face. They got a brand new single out called Sucked Out. They seem to be recording and writing and getting out there on tour like all the time. They never seem to stop, these guys, which is great. Hopefully they'll come back over to the UK again very soon. Sucked Out kind of reminds me of an old lo-fi song by Weezer or something. It's got that very sort of staccato vibe going on, lots of fuzzy guitars, typical Cheek Face tongue-in-cheek lyrics as well, and it does all it's got to do in a short burst as well. It's kind of one of those tunes you can put on again and over. Probably one of the most guitar-driven tracks actually that they've done in a long while. Some nice fuzzy solo lines a bit later in the tune. Feels like their sound's kind of expanding out a little bit with the extra backing vocals and production, but it's still staying true to the vibe that I originally liked with the group when I first heard them. So go and check it out. It's a real winner. Sucked Out by Cheekface. All that remains for me to do is say thank you to you for tuning in to the channel. If you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like too. Also hit the bell for notifications so you can see my ugly mug every time there's a new video. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you